Hi everyone, and welcome back to the English Experiment. This episode is a little different to what I have done so far. It is more of a reflection and a small change of plan update. I ended off the last episode stating that I would share an interview with my music tutor in order to show another perspective. But I decided not to release that yet. And that is precisely what I want to reflect on for a moment. The recording itself took place a while ago. That went well and was a lot of fun. It happened that a friend of my music tutor came along and recorded our session as well. He used his own equipment. I also had my own recording setup with video and audio. He only had video. The challenge with this episode lies in the editing. You see, it turns out that I want to use the video made by Anton. Now, that's my tutor's friend. But the audio is not usable. I do not like my own camera setup compared to his. He is clearly more experienced in the visual aspect than I am. But the audio from my recording is good. Now, it is possible to extract the audio and merge it with Anton's video as an audio layer, but one needs to get the timing just right in order to synchronize it to the visual content. I was able to do this somehow, but then something happened. I had storage issues on my computer. It is set up to optimize storage and move things into the cloud when there isn't enough space. This caused the files that I was using to be moved into the cloud and corrupting the project. And I had to start over a few times. I honestly just managed to match up the audio and visual by mistake on 2 occasions. But then, when I finally managed to figure out my computer storage issue, I for the life of me couldn't synchronize the content. I proceeded to just work with Anton's recording. I made my edits, which, by the way, took an entire day. And I decided to extract that audio and try to enhance it with an online audio enhancer tool from Adobe. The result in terms of quality was great. I was so happy. But then I started creating the supporting materials for the study element. And that is when my mood went from great to down in the dumps. I realized that in some places the words were changed or morphed into something unintelligible. It was nonsense. I could easily just type in a word which should be present and work with that. I thought back to what I said previously. You don't have to be perfect to start. And considered releasing it with mistakes and all. But there was something about this idea which just did not sit well with me. It in fact made me feel negative towards the podcast idea and my abilities. Putting myself in a self-critical state, and I even realized how ironic it was of me beating myself up over perfection. The truth is, while I believe that things are sometimes perfect in its imperfection, I also believe that when you do something, you should do it to the best of your ability. And I know that I can do this better. In the end, it still won't be perfect, but at least it will be my best effort. If I simply release it as is, it will be a source of embarrassment for me, simply because I know that it is not my best work. There are mistakes in it which I noticed, and I could do something about it. So, that is my very long-winded way of saying the episode which was supposed to be number 5 will now become number 6 or 7, who knows. since I have decided to restart the editing process from scratch. I know I can do better. Anyway, from this, I realized that working with video is probably not the best idea for me at this stage. As I have mentioned before, this is a side project, a passion project, if you will. And I already have many other things on my plate. Working full-time, that's about 45 hours a week. Taking music lessons, but this is actually just, my hobby and fun. Studying part-time. The new semester has just started and I have over 1,000 hours of work to get through. And also doing additional teaching in my not so spare time. I very well may have bitten off more than I can chew. And as such, I have decided to just get back to basics. The KISS principle, to be exact. Keep it simple, stupid. Here I am referring to myself, of course. And if I were to say this in order not to offend anyone, I would say keep it short and simple. That means that I have decided that video is not something that I will work with until I have more time available for that. I will work with audio and see what I can learn with that in smaller increments. What works and what doesn't. There are some Mac tools that I am already familiar with, and I have ideas about how I could possibly combine audio and presentation files in order to create a simpler audio-visual experience. The decision itself has made my mood lighter and opened up the way for me to think a bit more creatively again. I do have 2 more video projects pending, and I will release those in time. This is including the one with my music tutor. But I will not kill myself to reach any kind of deadline. This is supposed to be fun after all. Oh, I think I should also mention that I'm not paid by any of the companies I mentioned in this or my previous episodes. I only mention these tools because I do use them and I wish to share my experience and opinion about those tools. In fact, I pay them. Everything is free until you need to subscribe. Well, if you're still here listening, thank you. I really appreciate it. Please visit my website for the study materials. Find me on the socials and share your thoughts and ideas. I'd really like to receive your feedback about what you like or don't like. Until next time, please stay curious and come experiment with me.